Coming up on this week's news, we reveal the hidden change in Amendment 4 that's set to push up the cost of solar installs. You're filling in your EICRs incorrectly, say industry experts, and we meet the Staffordshire electrician who skipped work one day and ended up stunning the world. Welcome to Electrical News Weekly in association with Anker, the world's #1 home solar battery storage, and the SolarBank 3 Pro, the 1200 watt bidirectional energy storage system with 4 MPPTs and 2.68 kilowatt hours capacity. Whether you're listening in the van, on site, or down at the wholesale counter, I'm Joe Robinson, and I've been through the best of the electrical industry news to save you the trouble. We're being lit by Flex 7 with their lightning-fast pre-wired modular lighting connection system that keeps your installation times razor sharp. And if you think you've spotted the 2 words that I've been challenged to slip into this week's show, comment with them below for the chance to win this exclusive cap branded with friends of the show, Quickwire and Chumpfix. And while you're there, click the links in the show notes to check out what our sponsors offer. Amendment 4 of the wiring regulations was unveiled to much fanfare and orange smoke last month, but it has smuggled in a small change with a big price tag. The overlooked paragraph looks set to push up the cost of solar panel projects. That's because the new version of BS 7671 has increased the requirement for pricey residual current devices. It states that where an RCD is used for protection of an AC supply circuit on a solar install, it must be a Type B. There are only 3 exceptions to the rule. First, if the inverter provides separation between the AC and DC sides. Second, the installation itself provides separation between the inverter and the RCD by means of separate windings in a transformer. And finally, the inverter manufacturer specifically states that the unit doesn't need a Type B. In fact, most manuals are silent on the matter. However, the authors of the wiring regs recommend a workaround. Use an installation method that doesn't need an RCD. Although they don't spell it out, this could include using a surface-mounted and accessible cable. Alternatively, you could install a steel wire-armoured cable if it's buried in the building structure. There's a good reason why you'd want to avoid Type B RCDs. Many switchgear brands don't make them, full stop. In the rare cases of when they do, the units often aren't in the RCBO format suitable for residential boards. One notable exception to this rule is this little beauty from Live Electrical. Not only do they make a B-type RCBO, it's suitable for residential consumer units, and in fact can be used on their innovative dual buzz bar, making it incredibly easy to install, and it gives a really tidy finish too. If you go with another brand, the alternative is to fit a separate device, which can be up to 4 modules in width. So, to paraphrase Chief Brody from the archetypal Jaws, you're going to need a bigger board, or indeed a completely separate enclosure. I don't remember that last line being in Jaws. It's a similar situation with 3-phase RCDs. Many leading manufacturers simply don't have Type B variants. Then there's the cost. A mid-range Type B costs around 150 quid, but high-end brands can cost much more. With the price of solar panels now rising as China pulls back on subsidies, observers say the timing of the change couldn't be worse. In other news, industry experts say many installers are not filling in electrical installation condition reports accurately. Trade body NAPIT has now issued an advisory to address what it describes as an often overlooked skill of filling in a cert professionally. A big issue is with Section D of an EICR. This is the bit where you record the extent and limitations of the inspection and testing. NAPIT's technical writer Jonathan Swain says that under extent, one of the most common statements put by electricians is 100% of the installation. This is often followed by none under limitations. Swain says that while this is not impossible, it's highly unlikely and risky. But he says that both from a moral and financial perspective, this section is critical. Swain says that there will always be limitations when inspecting a completed installation in a finished building already in use. Failing to record these limitations accurately can result in an incomplete picture and an increased risk of unknown hazards. Accurate documentation is essential because future inspections may rely on your stated scope. NAPIT also advises the trade not to be tempted to fix any issues on the spot. That's because any works need to be properly certified. Fixing the problem could leave underlying design flaws unreported and unaddressed. Additionally, the repairs may not be contractually agreed, and a conflict of interest could arise if the inspector is also paid for remedial work. In short, you need to issue an unsatisfactory report and then provide certs for any agreed work. NAPIT stresses that EICRs are not a box-ticking exercise. They're a safety-critical document that demands sound judgment and accuracy. I've put a link to the full advisory in the show notes. We at eFIXX have just unveiled our own advisory. This one's about cable lugs, an unglamorous and often overlooked piece of kit that, ironically, is one of the most pivotal links in the electrical chain. That's because these small components can carry huge currents and, if they're installed incorrectly, the results can be overheating, failure, or worse. In this explainer video, Gordon breaks down everything you need to know about cable lugs, including DIN 46235 standards, tubular lugs, and crimping techniques. Again, the link's in the show notes. Now, here's a first in the industry: companies getting together to make sure that their kit is compatible with other kit. In EV charging, 3 top brands have buddied up to make installs easier for electricians. EVCube, ePark Engineering and NextBlue provide the foundation, charging post and charger respectively. This is a combo which is designed to work together seamlessly. So first, dig your hole. Pop in an EV Cube. The Cube base has been engineered to be lightweight and tough. The genius is that it arrives flat packed with each piece weighing under 18 kilos. This makes it easier to handle and quick to assemble, and you don't need any lifting equipment. There's no wet concrete involved. You dig the trench, pop in the parts and connect them up in the hole. ChargeMate says the EV Cube has been designed so that the whole job can be done by just one electrician. It's moulded from recyclable composite, and the company says it's more environmentally friendly than concrete. On this you then mount ePark's multi-post. This is made in the UK from stainless steel with architectural grade powder coating. Again, it's a single person install with no lifting equipment required. It has past compliant height positioning and pre-marked cable entry points. You then pair this post with a NextBlue charger. Again, it's designed to fit perfectly and no earth rod is required. NextBlue reckons the installation and commissioning of the charger can be done in just 4 minutes, and that's it. I've put a link for more info in the show notes. In promo news, BG has unveiled its much anticipated travel competition, and it's a corker. On offer in the Buy Spin Win promotion are trips to Oktoberfest, New York and Las Vegas. There's also lots of instant prizes such as BG and Nipex kit and discount vouchers. When you buy a selected BG consumer unit, you'll get a unique code which you enter online to try the Spin to Win wheel. This gets you the chance to win an instant prize as well as entry into one of 3 major prize draws. In July, the draw is for the Munich trip. You get flights, accommodation, access to Oktoberfest, a guided tour and £1,000 spending money. In September, on offer is a 4-night stay in New York, a New Year's Eve cruise, a helicopter tour, attraction passes and £1,000 spending money. The November draw is for a 5-night stay in Las Vegas, including a Grand Canyon helicopter tour, excursions and again £1,000 spending money. Told you it was a corker. The promo ends on the 31st of October. Some great news. Chumpfix is now available nationwide across the independent wholesaler network, significantly increasing accessibility for installers through local electrical wholesalers. Chumpfix is designed to make the second fix of light fittings faster, easier and more accurate. Installed above the ceiling, it allows fittings to be adjusted post-installation. Simply loosen the screws, reposition the light and retighten. The fixing slides across the plasterboard, enabling precise alignment without the need to re-drill. This is particularly valuable for installations such as breakfast bar lighting, where alignment is critical. What would typically take time to measure and mark can now be achieved with sub 1mm accuracy in a fraction of the time. From a supply perspective, availability has been significantly strengthened. AWeb supplies a network of nearly 400 independent electrical wholesaler branches across the UK and Ireland under the Electrocentre brand. These centres are supported by a central distribution hub in Ilkeston, Derbyshire, allowing trade customers to use their existing independent distributor accounts nationwide, providing a strong local alternative to national chains. In addition, this distribution model enables wider national stock coverage, faster access through local wholesalers, and next-day delivery for orders placed before 3 p.m. This improved availability, combined with a clear installer benefit around speed and accuracy, means you will never be far away from a Chumpfix stockist. In lighting news, TRT Lighting has unveiled a Streetlight that's designed to make installs easier, upgrades quicker, and long-term performance more efficient. The Aspect Gen 2 has been developed after 12 years of success with the popular Aspect Gen 1. It features a universal mounting system and pull-down latches for tool-free access to the control gear, streamlining maintenance. There are interchangeable heads which are all designed to seamlessly hinge into place, so you can replace and upgrade it easily. It's available in 9 sizes of LED arrays, and there are 3 larger models available for highway jobs. Colour temperatures range from insect-friendly amber to a cool 5,700 Kelvin. There are also special variants for dark sky environments and high-vis zones such as zebra crossings. Its high transmission flat glass gives a stonking efficiency of 204 luminaire lumens per circuit watt. In terms of sustainability, it scores an excellent 2.7 rating on TM66, and environmental product declarations are available on request. Still on exterior lighting, Saxby has launched the Forge, a stylish black wall pack with switchable colour temperatures. Designed for easy installs, it features loop-in, loop-out wiring, a push-fit terminal block and 20mm conduit entry points. With ingress protection of IP65 and vandal resistance of IK10, it's designed for tough conditions. There are dual power settings with a maximum output of 3,240 lumens at an efficiency of 135 lumens per watt. It has an asymmetric beam with a wide 120-degree beam angle for better light direction control and less light spill. The Forge comes in 2 sizes and with an optional photocell. Now, how about this for a bright idea? It's the Paul Russell's Lamp of the Week, and I have another variant of the electric lamp to amaze, entertain, and inspire you. This is what we at Lineside Studios have been calling a stubby. It's a golf ball, but with a standard Edison screw base. That's why it looks so chunky. Behind the clear glass are 4 LED filaments, giving a total of 470 lumens. It's equivalent to an old school 40-watt incandescent, but it only draws 4.5 watts. This lamp is warm white, it's dimmable, and it lasts for 15,000 hours. All hail the stupendous stubby. Now, it's that great moment where we get to celebrate the sterling work being done by the next generation. Our Learner of the Week slot is brought to you by XS Training with their online electrical courses for beginners and experienced sparks, covering inspection and testing, solar, battery storage, EV charging, and their specialism NVQs and AM2 online prep. This week's eFIXX Learner of the Week goes to Oliver Jones. Oliver is going about his journey into the trade in a slightly different way. He's taking on work as an electrician's mate or electrical improver while studying at college. Based in Stoke, Oliver has completed his Level 2 qualification and proudly showcases his endpoint assessment as recognition of all his hard work. What stands out is how he's positioning himself. He's highlighting his flexibility to get out on site and gain more experience. He's prepared to travel, has his own tools, brings his own PPE, and impressively, even promises not to be late. Oliver is a great example of someone being proactive and doing everything they can to break into the industry. Congratulations on being the eFIXX Learner of the Week in association with XS Training. And now, to the lighter side of the electrical news. Yes, it's time for a TeaBreak with Quickwire and its range of incredibly rapid electrical connectors. An electrician who skipped work to play cricket has astounded fans of the sport. That's because Spark, Miles Davis, not that one, did the unthinkable by taking 6 wickets in 6 balls in a South Staffordshire County League match. The sensational double hat-trick is one of the rarest feats in the game. In fact, it's only happened 7 times in world cricket, and Miles is the first adult male in the UK to do so. Davis revealed that he was only able to play the game after an installer colleague agreed to cover for him. After the game, he was back on the tools. What a hero. That's the lighter side of the news in our TeaBreak with Quickwire and their range of incredibly rapid electrical connectors. Click the link in the description to check them out for yourself. Now it's over to the John Motson of the electrical industry, smelling sweeter than cedarwood. It's Joe 2.0 with all the latest news from our Fantasy Football League.
We're about to enter the final week of the season and the race for top spot in the eFIXX Fantasy League couldn't be tighter. Just 3 points separate the top 2 and it's all to play for. Who will be crowned champion and take home the fully loaded eFIXX backpack? We won't have to wait long to find out, so keep those points coming. Double game week 36 is nearly over with just 3 fixtures left to play. Spurs vs Leeds tonight, followed by the double header of Man City versus Crystal Palace. Overall, it's been a very satisfying week for most managers. The big names turned up, points were flowing, and for once, things actually went to plan. Let's get into it. The Marshall Chumpfix Team of the Week goes to Crystal Bitty, managed by Ben Swift. Ben had a superb week, making full use of the bench boost to push his score even higher. A Haaland captaincy did most of the heavy lifting, backed up nicely by returns from Gabriel, Watkins and a few Bournemouth assets. All of that has taken him to 100 points so far, and crucially, he's still got 3 players left to play. Brilliant work, Ben. Next up, the Fusebox Flyer of the Week goes to Saka Potatoes, managed by Ben Davies. Ben is currently sitting on 99 points, also thanks to a well-timed bench boost with an inspired Anderson pick doing a lot of the damage. He's still got 6 players left to play, including 3 Man City players and 2 from Palace. If that midweek game turns into a high-scoring one, this could get very big very quickly. Now for the EV Box Defence of the Week, which goes to Electricians, managed by Chris Boyder. Chris went bold this week, lining up with 5 at the back, and it paid off massively. Clean sheets across the board, plus a few bonus points, meant his defence alone racked up a huge 42 points. Backing Bournemouth and Brighton proved to be a smart move, and it's one of those weeks where going heavy at the back really made the difference. Finally, it's time for the TIS Transfer of the Week. We're now heading into the penultimate game week of the season, and there's still everything to play for. The title race is tight, relegation isn't sealed, and the European spots are still up for grabs. With that in mind, my pick this week is Bukayo Saka. He's in strong form, and with Arsenal hosting Burnley, there's serious potential for goals, and with the title possibly coming down to goal difference, you'd expect Arsenal to go all out. Saka looks like a very safe and very effective pick. That's the highlights from game week 36 in the eFIXX Fantasy League so far. Huge thanks to our brand partners for backing the fun every week, and don't forget to enter the draw for the eFIXX Tool of the Week. The link's in the description. Until next time, may your captains actually play, may your benches be stacked, and may Leeds continue to disappoint Rick.
Thanks for that update, Joe. Speaking of football, a reminder that Schneider has unveiled the 2026 version of its hugely popular Score to Win promotion. In this exciting new game, installers must beat the keeper from the penalty spot as many times as they can to win points. And what do points mean? Prizes, of course. This year there are Premier League hospitality tickets up for grabs, as well as signed football shirts. Simply spend a minimum of £250 on Schneider electric products in one transaction at any participating wholesaler. You'll then be given the opportunity to play a virtual game of skill involving kicking a football into a goal. There'll even be a public leaderboard so you can see how your mates are doing. I'll put a link to the terms and conditions in the show notes. Now, just before we get to your favourite bit of the show, where I reveal last week's challenge words and winners, we want to thank our premium partners. We couldn't make the news without you. First up, they're like having an Italian star striker in your Premiership team. It's Ludum Palazzoli. And the best thing to come out of Yorkshire since stainless steel, the home of EV Ultra and other groundbreaking and quality products, is Doncaster Cables. If you think you know the words that I've smuggled into this week's show, pop your guess into the comments. We'll take all the correct guesses and select one at random to be the winner of an eFIXX goodie bag prize. Answers submitted after about lunchtime on the Thursday after release will not be entered into the draw. Now let's reveal the winners of last week's challenge word competition. Last week's words were Magnolia and Rasputin, and the first name to come out of our electronic hat was, now brace yourself for this, a self-confessed plumber. Goes by the name Dyslexic Steve 2488 on YouTube, and the good thing is you'll find no discrimination here, not even towards plumbers. So well done to you, Steve. Don't forget to click the link in the show notes to claim your prize. And now it's time for this week's weather from Joe 3PO and Fox CSS.
Last week brought a real mix of sunshine and showers, and somehow the rain always seemed to arrive at the exact moment our very own Gordon headed to do some solar panel work. Brilliant timing if you're testing waterproofs rather than fitting panels. And this week's shout out is to Project Solar. Some more amazing battery and solar installs, particularly like that Kevin McLeod is their brand ambassador. That's pretty cool. This week though, things are looking much better for solar generation across large parts of the UK as high pressure gradually starts to build in. Monday still looks a little mixed with showers in the north and west, but southern and eastern areas should begin to brighten up through the afternoon with improving generation potential. By Tuesday and Wednesday, conditions become much more settled for many parts of England and Wales, with longer sunny spells and lighter winds. These are likely to be some of the strongest generation days of the week. The standout area for generation looks to be southern and eastern England, especially across the southeast, East Anglia and parts of the Midlands, where sunshine totals are expected to be at their highest. Heading towards Friday and into the weekend, there are signs of slightly more unsettled weather trying to push back in from the west, bringing more cloud for some areas, but eastern parts still hold on to the best of the sunshine. Overall though, this week is shaping up to be a much stronger week for solar generation compared to last week, especially further south and east.
Thanks for that update, Joe. Thanks for listening to this episode of Electrical News Weekly in association with Anker Solix, the world's #1 plug-and-play solar battery storage. Make sure you subscribe to receive the next update. Thanks for listening, and until next time, have a great week. Stay safe out there, and remember, there's no such thing as a torque-calibrated arm.